There will be conflicts in any school, but what shows the strength of a school is how these are resolved. We believe that it's inconsistent to teach our kids about the American justice system and its basis in the jury of one's peers, and then have conflicts resolved by teachers or administrators working as police, judge, and jury. At Longview, the student-led judicial system is based upon our court system. The community holds the community accountable for following the rules. In addition to teaching social studies through doing, this teaches our kids moral decision-making, in addition to practical problem-solving skills. Check it out in action.
Your name, Keith. Date of incident, the day before yesterday. May 2nd, 2011. Time of incident, 2 o'clock to 2:15 p.m. Location, lounge. Was complained against Jamie, Kaleem, Josh, Tashome, and Michaela. What's the SP?
I have no idea.
Spelling.
I see. Who was the victim? Furniture. Who else was there? Witnesses? Keith. Poor furniture. Complaint. Playing rough in lounge or jumping on furniture. I think that's what it says. Alright, Keith, what happened?
Okay. Sometimes when I finish my work, I like to go and sit in the lounge. Now that we have the rule of no rough play in the lounge, it's becoming problematic for me. It started with Jamie and Josh. Well, Jamie knocked Josh to the floor and started pouncing on him. Right? At least that wasn't on the furniture, but there's no rough play in the lounge. Then Tashome ran up onto the couch and jumped onto the bolsters, the couch cushions that are loose on the end. After that, Kaleem was slamming into poor Michaela and knocking her into the couch several times. Then the whole thing ended with Kaleem and Jamie getting into it, wrestling around, and then it got a little too intense and Tashome jumped on the pile.
Well, I think the Judicial Committee is a wonderful learning experience. There are 4 children and 1 teacher on the Judicial Committee, and the children rotate. It's like jury duty. They're assigned for a 1-month period, and then they get to evaluate what's happened, what would be an appropriate consequence that would help the person who the complaint was against, what would help them so they wouldn't do it again.
Alright, any more questions for Keith? Alright, Kaleem, what happened?
Well, actually, when I was tackling him, you know, cause me and him were actually both, you know, fighting. Like, she grabbed me and was trying to, you know, lunge me and stuff. So, but
Lunge you?
like, she grabbed my hand and was like trying to swing me around. But yeah,
Toss you around? Right.
So instead, I kept tackling her, so she couldn't. It's like the first time she grabbed me, I'm like, ah! And then I pulled my hand and tackled. So it depends.
Any questions for Kaleem? Barbara.
Do you understand there's no roughhousing at all in the lounge?
But now I do, so yeah.
Anyways, Tashome, what happened?
I remember ending up on like a couch and like jumping off of it.
Alright, any questions for Barbara?
So Tashome, don't you know there's a rule?
Mm-hmm.
No roughhousing in the lounge?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you know there's a rule? No climbing on the furniture?
Yeah.
But yet you did it anyway?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, I don't know.
Alright, any more questions for Tashome? Jamie, what happened?
I just was messing around with Josh, just wrestling him. Yeah. And I guess like I dropped him on the couch, but I wasn't really like actually like doing anything on the couch. It's mostly like on like the floor, just playing around with him. And yeah, I know there's no rule, but I just was having fun. So
One of my favorite things about Judicial Committee is actually watching the kids make smart choices while they're dealing with the other kids. Also, it's compassion. They're very compassionate with the other children, especially the younger ones. They help them to try and remember. They help them to understand. One of my favorite memories of Judicial Committee is when Jamie Anderson would say to Joseph, who was 4 years old, Jamie being 12, Joseph, don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. Just tell us what happened. And the 4-year-old would absolutely relax. He would not feel like he is literally on trial. He would feel like, okay, well, these are just people telling me I've done something wrong and I'm going to, get a warning, or I'm going to have a consequence, like maybe sit with the teacher for a couple of hours, and then it's over with. But the impact that it has on each child to help them to remember the next time, they have that little voice in the back of their head saying, wait a minute, I went to JC, as we call Judicial Committee, for this, and I got written up. So maybe I shouldn't do it this way, or you know what, maybe I should clean up after myself. So in the long run, it helps them to make good decisions.
All right. So, Colleen,
wait,
do you think you broke the rule?
Of course I did.
All right. Colleen, do you think what rule did you think you broke?
I think I broke the
Silence.
In the lounge.
Yeah, in the lounge.
All right. To show me, do you think you broke a rule?
Yeah, I think I broke jumping on furniture and damaging furniture.
Okay.
And rough play in the lounge.
Yeah, sure.
I think.
wouldn't that be the same thing?
Yeah, right. Because the reason why there's no rough play in the lounge is for the furniture. Kamaya?
Yeah, I was gonna say rough play because I don't think he actually really damaged anything,
Yeah.
except maybe something else.
Alright. So, do you agree? The committee thinks you broke rough play in the lounge. You agree? Alright. And Jamie, you think you broke a rule?
Yes, rough play in the lounge.
Alright, committee answers. Do you think the offense is?
Have they
Well, how
done
many
it
times?
before?
Do you want me to check?
Yeah.
What's the rule? Rough play in the lounge?
Yes.
I like that.
Thanks.
Shosho broke it and got a warning. Who are the other people? Oh,
Me.
Jamie and Colleen.
Do me first. I think that we should do Colleen first.
Doesn't matter, everyone has to stay for the whole thing.
Jamie. Wait a minute.
I'd be surprised if he hasn't broken this before.
He hasn't.
Wow, I'm
He
very surprised.
broke the play fighting one, which was you have to ask before you play fight. And Kaleem. Jeez.
Darn Colleen.
That's the brother I know.
He hasn't broken it either.
Really?
They all get warnings.
Because this is a new rule.
Wait, no,
Well, it's
Joe may
different.
broke it once, so he'd get a strong warning,
Yeah.
most likely. And what about Jamie? He didn't break it?
break it.
Alright. So, first, seriousness of offense is moderate.
Yeah.
Say moderate for the rule.
Alright. Who votes moderate?
Super moderate.
Alright. Who doesn't?
That was
Hey.
everyone.
Yeah.
The children who serve on the committee learn how to run a meeting, and particularly learn more about how laws are enforced and how decisions are made about when rules are broken and consequences met out. I also think that the person who runs the committee gains a great deal learning how to mediate, how to compromise, how to maintain order in the room, and to keep things on track. It's a very positive experience for the students that are involved with the committee. It's also good for the students in that it's not an arbitrary decision of, a consequence that's met out simply by a teacher or the principal. It's a group decision by the students themselves about what's fair and what's right.
Well, Kareem and Jamie get strong warnings. Raise your hand. Who doesn't? Alright. Then, what's Chishome's consequence going to be then?
I think you shouldn't be allowed to go into the lounge for a day.
Ben?
How about
Just the rest of the week.
until the end of this week, he can't go into the lounge until after classes are over.
I think that's
Yeah. That's
just until classes are over.
Bye, Ben.
Well, all the time it happens is when classes are over. Elementary school kids don't go down in the lounge during classes, ever.
That was
Ben.
I know that was a consequence that was given to Khalid when he broke something along those lines. So that's just what I figured.
Yeah.
He wasn't allowed downstairs.
You couldn't.
Oh, then
yeah.
then Tashoma should not allowed downstairs until after classes are over.
I don't think that's
Bye,
fair.
I don't think that's appropriate. I'd like,
Okay.
use what Kamaria said, I think.
What did Kamari say?
Shouldn't
Next
be
day he
allowed
can't
in the
go for a day.
lounge.
Or the next day he comes to school or whatever. I think a day would suffice.
Alright.
Seems really unfair.
Just one day. Yeah, like
So-
the next day he comes to school.
So
That
the
seems
next.
really unfair.
It's one day. He can
No, but-
deal.
Ben.
That's where everybody.
I'm
always
just
is.
being honest. He can sit outside by the locker and talk to everybody to the door.
That's messed up.
Okay, so
That's a
Sunny
mistake.
decide
Well,
what
it's
to
a
vote.
consequence.
Alright, then we're going to. Alright, guys, then. Are we done discussing? Is there any more discussion? Alright, and let's vote. Who votes that Tishome cannot go to the lounge for one day
Oh, you lost.
at
The next day
school?
he comes to school.
The next day he comes to school. Who votes yes? Who votes no?
That's a consequence.
Yeah.
Aw.